theoretically it's possible that all humans, perhaps beyond certain age, okay, can literally identifyingly communicate with every other individual in many, many dimensions, not just voice. It could be text, it could be a picture, it could be money, it could be other kinds of things, okay. And that the totality of it, okay, I think is quite mind-boggling. What's the possibility there will be? And that is almost coming. That's the dramatic change. There are many other possibilities emerging at a global scale, okay. So for instance, these computers have microchips, okay, and someone is, for example, could be using that microchip to see whether the water is pure or not, because I have some RF, some radio frequencies that could be checked into that water and see if this water is whatever the contents are. So these kind of things, because the computing power is there, okay, all sorts of other tools could emerge, physically speaking, and that could be also transferred, communicated. A microprocessor on my phone could create a test on blood test or something, and then that same processed information could be sent off to whatever. Take Bangladesh, where I'm from, one of the poorest countries in the world, has about 150 million people, okay, has no more than 1 million computers, okay, but there are already 50 million phones, okay. And what does that mean? Those phones are actually powerful, connected computers. And so the possibilities of, if you just imagine what we had in the United States when 1 in 3 people had a computer, okay? This is only 10, 20 years ago. Now, a much less developed country arriving at that stage, okay, if you see phones as computers, then that's quite a dramatic thing. In poor countries, okay, the number of people who get electricity, number of people who get water supply, number of people who get natural gas supply is very small, okay, sometimes no more than 10, 20, 30%. But cell phones, strangely enough, and we can explain why that's happening, and I stumbled upon this idea 15, 16 years ago, is actually reaching to a complete penetration level, okay, 70, 80%, much higher than others, in countries where there is not that much electricity. And the real reason for that is the voice communication, which is the central communication means, because it's very egalitarian, everybody can talk, okay. Then, and that, because it adds value for the reasons I was telling initially, okay, because it adds to people's productivity, they can make use of their time, they can use fellow citizens more, etc., okay. So that's why there is an immediate payback. And because it gives the investment in buying a cell phone or these kind of communication devices is paid back right away, people are able to buy more. My own brother, actually, who went to MIT, he created a company called Cell Bazaar, okay. It's a bazaar on the phone, okay, which is just like Craigslist in America, but on the cell phone. But there people are selling cars, even potatoes or goats. All these things are listed, okay, and their cell phone number given, and they're talking and transactions getting done, literally today, right now. Okay, so here is especially in a poor country, that's even more transformative than what I just told you, because other forms of infrastructures are really poor. So they have a greater need for this kind of communications that bypasses all sorts of other things that impedes progress. I think there are several possibilities. One big one is mobile banking, okay. It's because very few people, a very low percentage of people in poor countries, no more than few percentage, have bank accounts. Yet an extremely large percentage, relatively speaking, even 60, 70% of people in poor countries are beginning to have cell phones. In Kenya, they're not, even taxi drivers don't want cash because they would rather get it on their phone, okay. So this is a huge potential transformation that could radically change developing country. But there are many other possibilities.